What is up, people, and welcome back to the Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009 and work our way up through the teams and try and get a drive for one of the top teams in F1 2017. We're here though for round 3 of the first season in the 2009 game at the Chinese Grand Prix. And if you have missed the previous 2 rounds, then you can go catch up with a card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. There will also be a link in the description, so if you want to go catch up, that is where you need to go. So here we are at the Chinese Grand Prix, and after 2 rounds of the season so far, we're currently standing 8th in the championship, 5 points on board after a great result of 4th place at the Australian Grand Prix. It wasn't exactly the best of races last time around at the Malaysian Grand Prix, struggled a bit with the circuit and made a few mistakes around there, but we will be looking to pick it up and try and get a better race here today at the Chinese Grand Prix. Looking at our inbox after the Malaysian Grand Prix, though, going into China, the race review, BabyGunsGullis misses the mark, but Toro Rosso is still confident. I believe I did look at that email anyway, so we don't need to worry about that too much. And we're going to now advance time and head over to the Chinese Grand Prix. So we're going to have a few more emails to look at before going into today's race, and it's just once again a race preview. And Toro Rosso confident with Gullis. Toro Rosso bosses have stated that they are confident that BabyGunsGullis has what it takes to earn a comfortable win at Shanghai this week. So again, 2 races in a row we have been predicted to maybe even get a race win on this game. I mean, F1 2010, the first 2 times we've done Rags to Riches, we struggled to get race wins until F1 2011. I think I got my first race win in 2011. I can't remember if I got one in Rags to Riches, the sequel in F1 2010. I think I might have got 3 in that season. But yeah, it's going to be difficult in F1 2009. But I think we have got a good chance of maybe even challenging for the championship if we have a few more races like Australia. So without any further ado, let's head over to the first qualifying session and into one-shot qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. Here we go then, one-shot qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. So let's get this lap underway as we go down in towards turn 1. Turn 1, turn 2, of course, that very famous 360-degree corner. We don't want to run out too wide or bash into anyone, which we do there on the Force India driver, getting in our way on our qualifying lap. We've also got 2 Brawn GP cars as well, doing their best of getting in our way on this flying lap and get past both of those. Held me up a little bit, but I think it's not really going to matter too much at the end of the day. I feel like that Force India has really lost us a bit of time there. So at the moment, we are 4 tenths down on the best lap time in the qualifying session, which is still good at the moment to get us into the Q2 session. Not a good line there through that left-hander, but hopefully we can make it up through here. Come on. Come on, nice and tidy. That's good, that's good, that's good. Through the left, double left-hander. That's nice and tidy through there. Okay, only a few more corners left to go before we get onto that long back straight where we can actually relax just a little bit. But at the moment, we are 1.2 seconds down on the best lap time. So still, it is good enough to get us through into Q2. Of course, missing out on Q2 last time around at the Malaysian Grand Prix. So this time, we do not want to have a similar result. Coming down in towards the long hairpin. Such a long back straight here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Coming down into the hairpin. Now, we want to make sure we get this right. Don't want to brake too late or brake too early. Either one of those will definitely mess us up through that corner. But it looks like we got on the power and on the brakes just okay through there into the final left-hander. Now on the power down towards the line. Was that time gonna be good enough for him? Will it get us through into Q2? Looks like it has done at the moment there, coming out in P12 right now, but will it be enough? There we go then. It was enough at the end of the session to get us through into Q2. Nakajima, Bourdais, Kubica, Adrian Sittil and Nelson Piquet all fail to hit the mark. So there we go, 12th place at the moment, but can we get into the top 10 shootout? Here we go, one-shot qualifying, but this time around in Q2, and we'll be looking to try and set a lap time to get us into the top 10. And once again, getting held up by the similar kind of drivers. There's a Force India in the way once again, really messing me up. No. We're only going to have one chance to go for a lap as well because of the time left in this session. So that is not a good start to the lap, but we need to be as quick as we possibly can to make up the positions and see what we can do here in Q2. Unfortunately, Adrian Sittil being exactly where we didn't want him to be. 3 tenths down, though, at the moment on Rubens Barrichello's time. So it looks like it is actually an improvement through that first sector. Just need to make sure we get this corner right, which we did mess up last time. Not perfect, but it will do. It will do for now. Anyway, through the right, then into the double left hand, running a little bit too wide through there, but I think we've recovered okay through that corner, and back down. We can relax a little bit down this straight before this left-hander now. On the brakes, flicking through the left, over the curb there, riding the curbs quite a bit, as we were 4 attempts down on Rubens Barrichello's time. So far so good here in Q2, but will it be enough? Will this sector 3 be enough? Making a little bit of a mistake there, riding the curb too much on the left-hander, but down in towards the hairpin and the final corner. What can we do? Can we beat the 135.9? Here we go, under the brakes, down to the hairpin, through the right, riding the curb a little bit too much once again. Sort of, you know, not exactly having the greatest of time there with the track limits. In towards the left-hander, running a little bit too deep, missing the apex, but coming down towards the line. Is it going to be enough at the end of the day? Yes, it is. 8th position. And it looks like we are going to make it into the top 10 shootout, which we do. Look at that. 8th position at the end of the day, beating Heikki Kovalainen, Fernando Alonso, Nick Heidfeld, Timo Glock, and Fisset Keller. What a fantastic qualifying session that was. It wasn't the greatest of laps, which means that we can still find an improvement somewhere to get us into maybe the top 5. And if we can do so, that would be absolutely fantastic at this circuit. But the job's not done yet. We need to make sure we have a clean lap in Q3 to try and see what we can do there. Here we go then, Q3, the top 10 shootout here at the Chinese Grand Prix, and this time we'll be hoping to set a good lap time. And once again, drivers coming out the pit lane down towards turn 1, and they're going to upset our lap time, but hopefully we can still get it okay. Looks like the Brawn GP car is not actually in a bad position this time around, and we should be able to overtake him through turn 2. Get out of the way. Every single time we've had somebody on the inside through turn 1 and turn 2. God, when are we going to get a clean lap here at the Chinese Grand Prix? But so far, it's looking good. We have gone purple through sector 1. The fastest guy of anybody through the first sector, which is very, very nice indeed. Here we go through this left-hander. Don't want to scrub off too much speed. Don't want to turn too early, but also don't want to completely miss the apex through there, which we have done previously, I think, in Q1. There we go through the double left-hander. A little bit of a mistake through there. Having to correct it as we got a little bit of oversteer through the first part of that corner. But as we look at the sector 2 split, we're still up. We are still doing very good. 4 attempts up on Sebastian Vettel's pole time. Running a bit wide on the curbs. That's going to cost us. That is going to cost us pole position, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to dig deep through the final 2 corners and see what we can do in this qualifying session as we come down in towards the hairpin on this really, really long back straight here today. So here we go, into the hairpin now. What can we do under braking? Need to make sure we have this perfectly set up. Running it a little bit too deep, but I don't think that will cost us too much. We just need to make sure we get this final corner right. Don't want to brake too early or too late, which we have done. Broke a little bit too early, got back on the throttle, then messed it up, down towards the line. Was the time good enough for 4th position? Not quite pole, but I will take 4th place after that lap. That is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, being pushed down into P5, as I think it was Mark Webber set the pole time right at the end of the session, but top 5 at the end of that qualifying session is absolutely fantastic, and it is going to be Mark Webber that lines up in pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix, making it a Red Bull front row lockout with Sebastian Vettel in 2nd. It's Jenson Button 3rd, Rubens Barrichello 4th. Myself lining up in 5th place with Jarno Trulli 6th. Then it's Lewis Hamilton 7th, Nico Rosberg in 8th, Kimi Räikkönen 9th, and Felipe Massa rounds out the top 10. So, what can we do from 5th position on the grid? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Chinese Grand Prix. It's race day for the Chinese Grand Prix. We start in a fantastic 5th position for today's race. It's been a bit of an up-down season so far off the first 2 rounds. Of course, getting a fantastic 4th place at the Australian Grand Prix. And then, of course, getting, I think it was 14th place at the Malaysian Grand Prix. So not the greatest of results there. But there we are, starting in P5 for today's race. What can we do from 5th place on the grid? Can we get onto the podium here today as we go to 5 red lights here in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix? It's lights out and away we go, and as usual it's off to a dreadful start down in towards turn 1. Everybody quicker than us, but we'll be looking to go around the outside through turn 1 as that Toyota just swung across me straight into my path. I'm going to go around the outside now of the Brawn GP car, and it looks like that's an absolutely fantastic move there around the outside of Rubens Barrichello and up in towards a P4. Right, what can I do on Jenson Button. Need to start pull these guys back in and see what we can do on both of them as we now go down into the hairpin. Looks like they're very, very close to each other, overshooting it a little bit, and I can feel a bit of carbon fiber braking behind me as the other drivers go into the back of each other. But the target now is to make sure we don't make any mistakes, and we also see whether we can reel in those 3 front runners. Looks like I'm slowly starting to catch up with the leaders now, not too far off the back of Jenson Button, Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel. So hopefully I should be maybe looking to go for an overtake within the next couple of laps. Or maybe even sooner, because I'm now right on the back of Jenson Button. Here we go, down to his left-hander. He's going to go defensive. I'm going to go maybe pick a line in between the 2 of these. Oh my god, squeezing somewhere. The 3 of us going way too deep into that corner. I would take the blame for that, but Jenson Button also a little bit too deep up the inside. And for the 3 of us, there was just nowhere to go. I feel very sorry there for Sebastian Vettel, who was not long ago actually leading this race. But unfortunately, he has now been overtaken by both me and Jenson Button. Look at the straight line speed that we are getting all the way down into the hairpin under braking. Not the best of lines there from myself, but on acceleration out the hairpin. Looks like both these guys are batting away. We're going to go on the right-hand side. Maybe have a look around the outside of Jenson Button. He's coming into the pits. No! Oh, wow. Why have they given that as my fault? Oh, no. No. God, I was not expecting that at all. That hit me by such a surprise there. Jenson Button coming into the pits. I mean, he's rightful to do so. And the AI don't exactly take into consideration if you're on the right-hand side and they want to come into the pits. Tough luck. At the end of the day, tough luck. And we've witnessed that there quicker than Jenson Button out of the hairpin. And unfortunately, he has absolutely driven into the side of me and broken my front wing. And also, I got a warning for a collision there with Jenson Button, even though he drove into me. But now, let's see if we can go for the overtake on Vettel up the inside again. Contact. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You go back through. You go back through. You can have that position back. That was my fault entirely. I'm so sorry, Vettel. I am so sorry. That was terrible driving from myself. Right. Let's see this time if we can do that cleanly on Sebastian Vettel. Don't want to drive into the side of him. Don't want to take him out. He's very lucky, to be fair, that we didn't actually take him out. But what a move. Up the inside, in towards this long right sweeper. And there we go. Job done this time cleanly as well. And we are up into P2 now of this Chinese Grand Prix. But Sebastian Vettel will be coming back us. We are coming into the pits on this lap. And hopefully there isn't a collision with anybody as we come into the pit lane. Going to try and make sure that we don't get taken out there by Sebastian Vettel. And into the pits we come. Need to make sure that we slam on the brakes now and make sure that we don't run too wide as we come into the pit lane, which we don't. And there we go, into pits, avoiding the gravel. And this should be a nice and clean pit stop, which it is. Okay, right. We need a quick pit stop from the Toro Rosso team. Whereabouts are we going to come out according to Jenson Button? Of course, he is the target. He went through that corner at the exact same time as we did, of course, because we actually had a collision between the 2 of us. We're going for the same strategy as well of the 2-stopper. And we are ready to go. 11 seconds on the pit stop. It's, to be fair, I'm not too sure whether that's quick or whether that's slow. To be honest, I'm not too sure whereabouts Jenson Button is. But we've come out of the pits and we are in at P11 at the moment. Here we go, looking now to go for the overtake on Jarno Trulli. Where are we going to go? Up the inside, possibly. Oh, fuck's sake. Why did he move in the braking zone? I know I was very aggressive into that corner, but he moved into the bloody braking zone. And now I've been given a stop-go penalty. Ah! Goodness sake. Damn you, Jarno Trulli. Damn you. Right. We need to push like hell. We need to make up for that stop-go penalty. And we need to get a good result. We had a chance of getting a podium today. So let's make sure we definitely get some points. Right, here we go. Into the pits to serve my stop-go penalty. Which I think is an absolute joke, to be honest. But at the end of the day, we've got to serve it. We made a collision. We've made quite a lot of collisions, to be fair, in this race. So it's not really a surprise that this hasn't come sooner. But the stop-go penalty worth 10 seconds. So it's basically like I'm serving another pit stop. So whereabouts is this going to put me? It's going to put me way down the field, and away I go. Serve my stop-go penalty. We need to make sure that we keep this race clean. No more collisions with any other drivers, because we do not want to get any more penalties in today's race. Okay, got the drivers doing the one-stop strategy in today's race, coming into the pits now. We've come out just behind my teammate of Sebastian Bourdais. So this is very interesting to see. I think this is the first time that we've actually had a race with my own teammate. So hopefully we can get past him very, very quickly indeed. He is going to be a lot slower than myself. Although he is on a fresher set of tyres, but he is going to be heavier with fuel. And of course, he's not quite as good as me. We're not going to dive up the inside in towards that corner because we know exactly what the AI are like. But we will go round all the way around the outside in towards this one if we can do it. Here we go. Round the outside maybe of Sebastian Bourdais. Can't quite do it through there. In towards the next corner. Right on the tail now of Sebastian. Here we go. Come on. Into the double left-hander. Up the inside of the first one. Inside the second one. Job done on Bourdais. There we go. Moving up into P12. And on the edge now of Adrian Suttil. It's annoying that we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get past the likes of Suttil. What on earth are you doing? Come on, guys. Why have you slammed on your brakes going so slowly into that corner around the outside? Oh, we got him. We got the job done on Suttil anyway. Who the hell cares? But why on earth were they going so slow into the pit lane? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right. Give me my pit stop. Give me a new front wing. Get that fixed. And let's go. Come on, boys. Quick pit stop now. Come on. No, 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 no. He's going to hold me up, isn't he? He's going to hold me up. Go, go now. We refueled. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Right. Come on. 18th position. Let's get some points. We can do this. Okay, we've got another driver into the pits now. So that's going to move us up. No, it doesn't move us up any positions. I think so. Yeah, there we go. So moving up a few more positions. And now we're up into P13. Still not quite in the points, though, where we want to be. But we'll be looking to see whether we can get past Kimi Räikkönen very, very soon. Another driver into the pits there. That will move me up into P12 now for today's Chinese Grand Prix. Nobody else in the pits, though. So it looks like I'm going to have to do it out on track if I want to get into the points here today. But I have a big load of cars ahead of me. So if I can get one of them, it's going to be very likely that I can get most of them. Looks like Nick Heidfeld and the guy ahead of me, which I think is a Renault. Oh, we're going to go side by side there down towards turn 1. I was hoping that would help me out if they went side by side. Sort of ruin each other's lines. I mean, we are now right on the back of both of these drivers. It is indeed a Renault. I'm going to say it's most likely going to be Fernando Alonso. I don't feel I'm going to be able to go for an overtake on Nick Heidfeld. In towards the next corner. Yes, I can. Maybe up the inside of Alonso. Not quite. Not going to go for it. I've done that move many, many times in this race, and I've got penalised for it. So I'm not going to do it here today. Am I going to go up the inside of Alonso through here? Nah, I don't think that's a wise move to go for either. Definitely have to be up the inside of the double left-hander if I can do so. And here we go. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't touch him anymore. We've already had far too many collisions in this race. It's actually Nelson Piquet and not Fernando Alonso who we are battling with. But hopefully we can get past him up the inside through here. Here we go on the curves, up the inside. And there we go. Job done on Nelson Piquet up into P9. There's the points ahead of me. Heikki Kovalainen, who's had an engine failure. No, it's actually Jarno Trulli. We're up into P9 anyway. But now I've got to try and catch up Heikki Kovalainen. We've got 2 laps left to do it as I'm under attack from these guys behind me. Will they go for an overtake? Down into the hairpin. I'm going to brake very, very late. Try and avoid them. Hopefully they don't drive into the back of me, which they don't. And there we go, getting through without any collisions. 2 laps left to go. There is a driver peeling off into the pit lane now. So I've run it very, very deep into the final corner. That moves me up into P8. Are they giving me... No! No! What do you mean I've gained an unfair advantage? Oh, what? Oh, well, that is completely ruined this. Actually ruined this charge that I had. I thought this was going to be an incredible comeback. I mean, I've got Rubens Barrichello now just up the road. And who knows? Who knows where I could have got? If I could have caught up to these guys, I could have maybe even got onto the top 5. But unfortunately, the drive-through penalty has sealed my fate. And I am going to be falling all the way back through the field. Down into what's most likely going to be like P15 or something like that. Just like Malaysia, this is going to be a race to forget. Oh, running it very, very deep into the hairpin as we're about to start the final lap of this Chinese Grand Prix. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be starting in the usual fashion. Oh my god! Why? What on earth was Alonso doing? Why did the AI just go so... Why have I been reset? Oh, what is this game? Like, literally, what is it? I've now got to do a whole lap without a front wing. Because Alonso decided, you know what? I'm going to come to a standstill as I come into the bloody pits. Ah! I'm in P10 though. I could still get a top 10 finish, which is absolutely crazy here today, that I could still get into the top 10 at the end of today's race. I mean, I'm driving without a front nose cone right now. So I'm going to be very, very slow. I mean, it's not really affecting the downforce of my car. It's just affecting the straight line speed. I'm very, very slow in a straight line right now. No, it definitely affects the downforce on my car. There was no braking down to that corner, and unfortunately, I'm now down in P12, and it looks like Massa's going to overtake me for P13. Yep, go Massa. I can't turn. I've got no turning on my car. You may as well get past. And Alonso's going to fly through at any moment, take away P14 from me. Like, honestly, what is the point? What is the point of this? I knew it was going to be tough. I mean, corner cutting. I knew it was going to be tough. But after Australia, I thought, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, this might actually be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, this is just painful now. This is just absolutely painful. I will try not to hit you as I come back on the track, Alonso. But I can't guarantee anything because this car is dreadful with no front wing. Yeah, after Australia, I thought, you know, maybe there's a chance I'm going to get some really, really good results. And possibly even win the championship. But after today has just been useless. I mean, yes, okay, I was very, very aggressive and I made stupid collisions with the AI. I take full responsibility for those ones. But, oh my god, where am I going? Where am I going right now? Oh, the braking on this car. I bet you they're giving me... oh, thank goodness for that. I thought they were going to give me, you know, gain an unfair advantage just for doing that. But, oh, come on. Get back on the circuit. Come across the line. And we're going to finish in P14. Terrible. After having the chance of winning the race before we got the drive-through, we then pulled it back. And we got into the top half of the field. And then we go and get another drive-through. Because I ran wide. I lost time, and I got a drive-through penalty. That one was ridiculous. Also, the guys coming into the pits, slamming on their brakes and giving me no other option. Like, where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to go? On a normal steering wheel, it would have been so easy to pick it up the inside, slip through that gap, and get the car turned in. On a Wii remote with rubbish sensitivity, there was no chance I was picking that tiny little gap between the car and the wall. And unfortunately, the second time, I lost my front wing, and it cost me the top 10 finish that I wanted. And also, no points as well in today's race. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be negative after today's race, but I don't know what else to say right now. I mean, there was a good comeback. We could talk about that. It was a good comeback at the end of the day. Some good overtaking when we weren't crashing into other drivers, but apart from that, it was absolutely dreadful. It's my teammate, no! Oh, my teammate has gone and got a podium. That's not what I want to see. That is not what I want to see. Mark Webber is the race winner here today with Timo Glock in second. And then Sebastian Bourdais goes and gets third place. Sebastian Bourdais goes and gets third place. Like, really, that is not what I want to see. Sebastian Vettel, he finishes in fourth, with Lewis Hamilton 5th, Rubens Barrichello 6th, Nick Heidfeld in 7th, and Nelson Piquet gets the final championship points here today, with Nakajima in 9th and Nico Rosberg rounding out the top 10. And unfortunately, there we are, down in P14. I mean, okay, we had a bad race, but we weren't the only one. Jenson Button, Felipe Massa, Fernando Alonso, myself, and Kimi Räikkönen, and also Robert Kubica, and Heikki Kovalainen. All of us all having really bad races here today, with Jarno Trulli being the only driver to not finish. Let's look at how the championship standings after 3 rounds of the season. So far, we have dropped down the field to P11 in the standings, which I believe is actually a Lotus seat for next season, or it's a Toro Rosso. One of the two. I can't actually remember, but that is where we are at the moment, down in P11, and it is Mark Webber currently leading the way by quite a bit over Sebastian Vettel. And unfortunately as well, we're now being beaten by our teammate Sebastian Bourdais, which is not what we want. We do not want to be beaten by Sebastian Bourdais. Looking at the Constructors' Championship, though, there is good news. After Bourdais gets that podium, we move up into P6, ahead of Williams on 11 points at the moment. But that is it after this dreadful Chinese Grand Prix. Let's head back to the menus. Gullis off form in Shanghai. Hayden Gullis appeared to be off form at Shanghai as the Toro Rosso driver ended the race without a single point Fans will be disappointed with the lackluster performance, but Gullis will need to turn this around if there's any hope of a good result in future events. I'm pretty sure that I can turn it around and get a result in future events. I mean, up next is the Spanish Grand Prix. Is it Spain? Yes. No, it's the Bahrain Grand Prix up next. So I'm not too sure how this race is going to go, but hopefully we can get back to the Australian Grand Prix form. I mean, the race wasn't bad. Our driving wasn't the best. Okay, we made a few collisions with other drivers, but I think the second penalty was very, very harsh. We didn't gain time by running wide. We actually lost time, so that was very harsh. The first one, fair enough. We had a lot of collisions with other drivers, so I can understand why we were given that one. But, yeah, I feel like we can definitely get into some more points finishes in the future. But that is it for today's Chinese Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for more Rags to Riches, F1 2017 career mode, and also a whole load of other Formula 1 content. As always, don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what you thought about today's episode, and I will see you next time for the Bahrain Grand Prix for round 4 of Rags to Riches 3. But until then, it's goodbye from me.